Thanks very much indeed for all of that. Without further ado, I'm going to hand you on to Steve, the Sherrif, Moore. I'm sure he'll tell you an awful lot more about it. And his colleague here tonight with us is Jonathon, the solicitor, Copper. So without further ado, can you put your hands together for Steve?
Thank you very much. Yep, I am Steve, I'm the Sherrif, and this is the real Sheriff's badge. It's nothing to do with the American sheriffs. There have been sheriffs in England long before there was even America. A bailiff gets his power from the county court. A bailiff enforces county court warrant. These warrants can be transferred up to the High Court, where they become a High Court writ. They're then enforced by a High Court enforcement officer, which is what I am. Prior to 2004, they were known as sheriff officers, and then even an appointed sheriff was appointed by the political sheriff. So there's loads of types of sheriffs. I myself, I'm a previous sheriff's officer, now High Court enforcement officer. Our main work is taking county court judgments valued over £600 and transferring them up to High Court writs. We attend faster than the bailiff. We enforce with more effectiveness than the bailiff. Is that a word, effectiveness? Yeah, more effective than a bailiff. A bailiff will send out a nice little letter saying, we're coming round to hide your stuff, or we're coming round so be out. We don't send any warning, and if it's commercial property, we can keep the door in. So we're getting quite busy at the moment. People are getting sick and tired of using bailiffs. Completely unaware that our services were available. Prior to 2004, the warrant had to be valued over £5,000. That was reduced down to just £600. If you know anybody that's owed over £600, please send them my way. I don't actually charge my clients a penny. All my fees are chargeable to the debtor. So if you're owed £1,000, I give you your £1,000 plus your interest, plus your court costs, and what's more, the person who owes you money pays me to do it. And it can be anybody. Recently, I have seized the town hall. Seriously, a bailiff is covered by the Data Protection Act. Sheriff is not. So I can tell you that under the Borough of Dagenham and Barking didn't pay one of their contractors. The manager signed off the payslip, signed off the invoice saying, yeah, we owe the money, and it sent off to finance. Finance didn't pay. The contractor sent a letter, went through the proper procedure, sent a solicitor's letter, and then the court got involved, but nobody at the council took ownership. Not until I walked through the door and said, what is yours is now mine. And I then got to speak to the council solicitors, who tried to intimidate me and tell me that no, it really was theirs, and what do you think I was really going to do? And I explained to them quite clearly that if they didn't pay me, I was going to take their servers, or plan B, I was going to take the pickaxe and their cash from them and work my way through their cash drawers until I got sufficient funds, to which they said, well, we'll just phone the police. I said, well, that's handy. It's getting dark, and I could do with somebody to hold the torch. So that's a little bit of background for me. As I mentioned earlier, I can only really handle debts valued over £600. I also handle possession orders. Until recently, it could be any tenancy. Fortunately, as we were aware of the current climate, they're easing back on people in financial difficulties. So any tenancy originating from an AST, we can't transfer that to repossession. They've still got to go through the bailiffs. Unfortunately, we've still got to wait for that. But any other kind of possession order, we can turn that around in 7 days. So whereas before you had a bailiff, you'd have to wait up to 3 months, we could actually do that in 7 days. Just send them a letter saying, in 7 days' time, we're taking possession, we're changing the locks. If you're out, great. If you're in, great. We're just going to move you out. So yeah, I've had plenty of inquiries. A lot of them, there's nothing I could do to help because the debt didn't hit the threshold of £600. And there was a lot of legal questions regarding property that I couldn't really help. People were asking me, I wasn't really sure what the answer was, and I was constantly passing people over to Jonathon here. So that's where the Cash Flow Advice Bureau comes from. It's completely free to use. There's no membership fee. Just go on, log on, become a member, and all the information is freely available. We're not one of those sites that charge you £30 a month to access information that's already in the public domain. It's all there, it's available for you to use. If the information you're looking for isn't on Cash Flow Advice Bureau, there's a little box saying ask the question, comes through to me, I'll answer it. If I'm not sure, I'll pass it through to not only Jonathon, but we've got a complete panel of experts from accountants, specialises in property tax, insolvency expert, the list goes on. So I'll quickly pass you over to Jonathon to explain his background. He's a partner in one of the oldest legal firms